Hey, welcome back to another Axe Cards video. And today we do have one final product to open, which is the brand new V Battle decks. So this is the third of these decks I think we've gotten. We got the Blastoise versus Venusaur. We also had the Gardevoir versus Victini. And now these two guys. So just like the two before, it is released in two separate products. Each product has in identical cards, but the one that's the joint where you can buy both decks together does have some additional goodies. The singles where you can buy either the Noivern or the Rayquaza are like traditional theme decks in the past. It hasn't just obviously the Rayquaza or the Noivern, but doesn't have those additional goodies. So let's hop in. We're going to open one of each of the decks, but I'm going to start with the joint deck to kind of see what those extra goodies are. As with the past V-Battle decks we've gotten, it is just extra foil cards. So let's take a look and see what we get. So this is the pack of foil cards you get for the when you buy them both together. I am not sure. So when Blastoise and Venusaur came out, the code card for this deck gave you both decks, both the Blastoise deck and the Venusaur deck. But when it came out with the Victini and Gardevoir, that just gave you these 8 holo foil cards here. So I am not sure what will be. But basically we get 2 Professor's Research. We got Professor Research before with one of them. As holos anyway. That's the holo version of it from Shining Fates. And then we get a couple Quick Balls. We get a couple Gordies and a couple Energy Search. So really not that impressive. The main thing here, if you're like super into collecting, these are only available in these types of decks. The Professor's Research that is from Shining Fates isn't a holo, so you got that going for you, I guess. But otherwise, the decks are identical. So if it makes sense, wherever you can buy them, or if you don't want, if you don't want both decks, if you only want the Rayquaza or the Noivern, it might make sense to just buy the individuals. So with that being said, let's hop right in and start with the Noivern deck, and kind of see how we can bring the boom with Noivern V, as they say. It is pretty traditional theme deck type stuff inside of here. If I could ever get it open. There we go. The coins for these things have been really nice. So this is the Noivern coin, if I can get it there. So they are jumbo coins, as you can see. They're not the standard size. Well, actually, back in the day, the coins were like maybe that big. And then we got ones that were kind of in between that, the smallest and these, and now we get these jumbo coins, which are kind of cool. But they have a tendency to break when you send them in a regular envelope, as I have found. The card sorting machines don't like them. We do get a, as is customary, a kind of deck mat, paper deck mat, but just for your side. It's not a full mat. This one features Noivern, and on the back, it's actually a little mini poster that has Rayquaza and Noivern. It says V-Battle deck or whatever, which is neat. What else do we get? We get a little V-Battle deck quick start rules, which is cool for those of you getting into the game, which just kind of has a how-to play, which is always welcome for newbies. What else do we have? We have, looks like an insert sheet for the Noivern deck itself. So these are helpful, I find. If you're new to the game or not sure exactly what your strategy should be, it actually has exactly what your playstyle should be for this deck, which you can read here yourself. And then there is the same thing for the Rayquaza deck. So I guess Rayquaza will have in this same insert. We also get some damage counters, which 2 of them have fallen out inside of here somewhere. And let's put that one side. Yep, this is the deck itself, which we'll get to in a second, but let's look at the Noivern itself. So there's a code card that does unlock this entire deck, that I know for sure. Noivern here actually is a promo card itself, just like the Blastoise and Venusaur and Gardevoir and Victini before it. This one's SWSH148. I am pretty sure this is a reprint from a recent Noivern, but off the top of my head I can't remember right now. Has Boom Burst for 1 Psychic. This attack does 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. And then there's Synchro Loud for 60 plus, 1 Psychic and 1 Darkness Energy. If you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent, this attack does 120 more damage. So that is pretty cool. Let's jump in and see what 60 cards we have inside of our deck. So as always, we start with a bunch of energy. So we're starting probably with 5 Darkness. Oh no, we got 2 Darkness, 2 Psychic. So 2 and 2 to start. We have Sonya from Rebel Clash, Great Ball Milcery, Natu, we got Zubat, Gordy, Hop. I think every single one of these V-Battle decks have come out so far does have a Hop in it. Alcremie from, where's that from? That's Rebel Clash Alcremie. Copycat, Xatu, Golbat, Lotion, Psychic Energy, Hop, Darkness. We have Lugia, that's a Darkness Ablaze Lugia. Missed one. Evolution Incense, always a goodie. Crobat, I'm pretty sure that's a non-holo rare version of the Crobat from Battle Styles, so this will be an exclusive to this deck for those of you who are keen to collect all variants for each expansion. So the Crobat's a nice one. You got another copycat. I think there are 4 copycats in here. Milcery. Another of the infamous Hop. Potion. Alcremie again. We got a Dan. Evolution Incense. Darkness. Xatu. I think that's the 3rd copycat, so we do get a 2nd Crobat. And of course, all the Golbats and Zubats to evolve it. A 2nd Lugia as well, which is nice. Natu, Energy Search, Hop. We have another Golbat. I'm not sure how many is that, 2 or 3 Golbats. Escape Rope, Darkness, and our final card is Copycat. So that's it for the Noivern deck. I'll leave you with the final shot of the coin as well, if you're interested in that kind of stuff. I will have a video up here shortly of the Rayquaza deck as well. And yeah, I just noticed it's missing, I think that's missing a little chip there. Happens, coins are notoriously dinged straight out the box. At any rate, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And yeah, tune back in for the Rayquaza if you haven't seen it yet, or for loads new upcoming Pokemon content.